Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Falcons Corner. Voice of the Falcons, Mike Ricker. Pinch hitting today for the co-host and the good guy to know, the SID, Tom Ferguson. Hey, Danny can't make it. No better choice than the SID.
Oh, we decided that I'd come in front of the camera today,
instead of behind
as opposed to the bodiless voice.
And this, and then Danny will realize how easy it is to be replaced.
No, we don't want. I can never even think about it.
Yes, but maybe one time we'll put him behind the camera. We'll put him on the spot, ask him all those questions.
We'll just have like rotating chairs,
or something like that, or something like that stuff too. So. Thanksgiving weekend, how was your Thanksgiving? Young ones, right? So does the oldest of the young ones eat turkey yet?
Not necessarily, but he did pretty good. He had some mashed potatoes, he had some turkey, he had some stuffing.
Okay.
Really into bread with butter for whatever reason.
Well,
so
you can't go.
He's down with that. He puts on a show for my parents because when it's just me and my wife, he won't eat anything.
Right.
Just refuses to eat anything. It's only chips, pretzels, snacky kind of stuff. But in front of my parents, it's like he'll just eat whatever's put in
He's the
front
good boy. And
I
was like, Tom, why you you have such a hard time with your son?
What do you
tell me this
He's
stuff? Look at
fine.
he's the best. I know exactly how you feel.
So, but he was great. He had fun. His brother had his first Thanksgiving with everybody, so everybody was holding him and passing him back and forth.
Good,
so
awesome. Yeah, you got to do that. You got to pass. It's just like a football. A lot of football on Thanksgiving, right? You can just pass the baby around like a football and stuff too. My youngest, the polar bear, who's not young anymore, he's 14, but he had the hardest time eating turkey.
Oh yeah.
So he didn't start eating turkey until maybe he was like age 8 or 9, and I have a picture of it. So when I get home later, if we could fit it into the show, I'm going to snap a picture of the picture because I have it hanging up in my den because it's a terrific picture of his first time ever eating turkey and pleading with me not to eat it. So, the polar bear has been on the show before, so if we could fit that picture in, that'd be awesome.
Did it click with him when he had it? Was he like, how could I
have a before picture where he's like, please don't let me eat the turkey, to him being force-fed a piece of turkey, and then the after, it's like, not too bad.
Not bad.
Yeah, but however, now several years later, he still doesn't really enjoy the turkey. He just eats it. He says it's too dry, and I said that's why you have gravy.
Yes.
He doesn't like gravy. So
well,
he has
then
dry turkey.
What are you supposed to do?
I don't know. But that's how Thanksgiving goes at the Ricker. I'm glad you had a good Thanksgiving. Since it was Thanksgiving break, not a lot of stuff going on here as far as game play, but our men did play.
Yeah.
And they were led by a hot streak. Daryl Coleman got really hot there from 3 in the first half, and got him to Player of the Week honors.
Yeah, 20 points for him was team high and game high. He was 6 for 8 from 3. I think he made 5 in a row at one point. Those
that were here watching, they were able to see me put on fire and stuff on the video board.
On the brand new video board out there behind us. He played well, and I was really impressed defensively with how the Falcons played. After an early onslaught, they were down 12-5, and you thought, oh man, this team's going to run away.
Right.
But numbers game eventually caught up. They forced a lot of turnovers. They got out on the run. They scored. They played great defense as they've been doing here in the early parts of the season. And they only allowed 51 points. It's the lowest amount of points they've allowed since January 2019.
Yeah.
So
they really showed up defensively, which is really nice to see. And I know Coach Gabriel, as much as people like to score points and see points scored, I know he preaches defense and then playing hard on both ends. So, great win for them, and they get back at it this Saturday there at Del Tech. Mm-hmm. Good. And then they're back home Tuesday, December 7th. Do I have that date the right way?
Yes.
I think yes, December 7th. And actually, that December 7th doubleheader, we're celebrating Christmas here at the Student Union. We'll dig that into at the end of the show for those that are watching or want to come out, or any of our students, what's going to be going on. But our men, good, off to a good start, just 1 loss on their record so far. Our women have a tough one yesterday, because we're watching this on Wednesday. They're playing Tuesday, but we always like to talk about their matchups with Union, who I think are ranked number 12 in JCAA.
Number 12 in the latest rankings.
Yep,
Division 2.
Playing at their place is always an adventure because of the size of the gymnasium. Forget about the heated rivalry and all the Region 19 battles that they had for championships and stuff too, but playing at Union in a small, tight gym could make or break you, So I know Coach Whittington will have her ladies ready to go and look to pull up the upset. Yeah,
it's going to be tough sledding. I know Coach Whittington, they're still trying to kind of find themselves right now, but they've got the talent. They just need to kind of put it together. But this is a good early test because Union's Union's 3-0 coming into the game. They're averaging almost 90 points a game, only giving up around 54. Very good defensively.
Right.
So this is going to be something that's going to test the Falcons. And you want to play against the best. You go on the road and you play this team at their place. That's what you have to do.
Yep. And then if you don't know the result of that game yet, when the show is over, because we don't want people to leave during the show.
No, yeah, stay
when the
here.
show is over, you go to LackawanaFalcons.com or check our social media sites to see the result of the women's basketball game. But they're also back at it Saturday at Del Tech, and then they'll be here at the Union on the 7th.
Yep.
Also as
Taking
part
on
of the
Valley.
doubleheader. Yes. So a lot coming up basketball-wise. But we do have to talk to esports, right?
Right.
Okay. So I know it's playoff time. We always like playoff time. We like to hang numbers and banners in places. So we're looking for a championship.
They're off to a good start. Rocket League played Monday night in the NJCAA first round. They got a win over St. Clair County. So now they're playing again this upcoming Thursday in their second round matchup. Not sure yet who they're playing. And then you got Valorant is in action as well. They have their first round matchup on Thursday, and then you've got Overwatch in action in their first round matchup on Friday.
Okay.
And hopefully we get a couple more W's and we can talk about advancing into quarterfinals, semifinals, all that kind of stuff.
Awesome. And Twitch.
And of course, yes, go to Twitch.
Yes.
It's actually
Danny's not here right now because he's just on Twitch all the time. We can't get him off of Twitch.
I actually watched the Rocket League game last night, or match last night, because I had to write the recap about it, and just to kind of get a feel for it. And it's exciting. It's back and forth.
I haven't been on, as much as I love Twitch, I haven't been on Twitch yet. So eventually I'm gonna get
the idea.
Well, yeah. I mean, last night was tough for me too because I'm an Iowa Hawkeye basketball fan, and they had a big one at Virginia and stuff too.
Right.
So we had to do that and then flip between the 76er games. So I couldn't get on Twitch, but I recommend everyone to get on Twitch and check our esports action, especially at playoff time. Support those guys.
Yeah.
And girls.
Definitely.
And then we have wrestling finally at a layoff of a couple week layoff, so they are back at it on Sunday, which with my math, since Tuesday's the 7th. If I subtract 2 from that, December 5th, they're at Centenary, down in Centenary University. I know, it's beautiful, right? I didn't even need a little calculator or anything. But this is Sunday, they're at Centenary. They got a matchup down there.
Yeah, the Bob McQuaid Memorial, or the Bob McQuaid tournament out there. So they'll be competing in that with a bunch of other schools down at Centenary University. And I know it's tough numbers-wise, I think, for Lackawanna College, but they've got some kids that can wrestle.
Yeah, they do.
I saw that up close and personal at the Electricity Duels, and I know they're excited to get as many in as they can and just get through this season and show what they can do.
Right, and as much as wrestling is a team sport, I mean, it's an individual sport too, right? So, we're not going to send a team out to compete for a national championship. We're going to send our individual wrestlers out. So I think I'm thinking, especially, Coach Barbary thinking, all right, how can I develop these individuals the best? Because I know if we go up against a team with having lower numbers, probably not going to be able to pull out many wins with some forfeits. But how can I get all these individuals ready for nationals and go out there and compete for a national championship?
I think the kids to look out for on the wrestling team are Cordell Waiters and Jaden Riley, the heavyweight. They both have a couple pins already this year. I know Cordell's 6-2 already, and Jaden's either 3-4 or 4-3, but he's got a couple pins to his name too. So everybody wrestles hard, but they seem to be the ones that are kind of earning the points and helping Lackawanna College out here early.
And Cordell is my personal favorite wrestler, and I'm going to have to tell you why real quick before we go to the break. Is that when I first started working with the wrestling, and I had to get I was taking their names and stuff, and he said Cordell, and I stopped for a second. Because those that may have watched the show, or people that know me, I'm a huge University of Colorado football fan.
Sure.
And I'm like, spell Cordell. And he spelled it Kordell. I'm like, and I'm looking at him, and he's like, it was either Cordell or Donovan. I'm like, oh, he goes, my mom, one of the mom was a big Steeler fan, or her dad was a big Steeler fan, the other was an Eagle fan. And Cordell Stewart was the quarterback of the Steelers at that time. So they went with Cordell, which is a University of Colorado football legend, which makes Cordell, our wrestler here, a legend in my book. So we forever will be bonded. So he is, I love all of the athletes here, but for some reason, he just sticks out for it.
He's right there with
Yes, and it's really hard for me to know the hundreds of athletes, like all their first names. I try really, really hard to get them.
Right.
I'm never going to forget who Cordell is.
No, you can't forget him now.
I could pick him out from a line 3 miles away. But best of luck to our wrestlers, down at Centenary, down in New Jersey on Friday. Safe travels and wrestle well. But we do have a break because we're talking to some basketball guys.
Yes, we got Amir Elzy, who's one of our athletes of the week, and finally we tracked down Jalen Davis too, who we wanted to talk to.
Yes.
We're going to talk to both of them.
He's spending too much time in the weight room.
That's not a bad thing.
Yes,
though,
JD's just spending too much time in the weight room, or honestly, he's in the weight room or he's here in the gym getting shots up, between classes and stuff too.
Talking to me is not going to make him dunk and shoot better. So going to the weight room, actually shooting around, that's going to help.
And you can ask him about his explosiveness too, because that was the first thing. He's like, Coach Rickard, I got to get more explosive. I go, I'm going to be more explosive.
And then you're like, I can help you.
I'll do the best I can, And then you could ask actually Amir, because Amir didn't really buy in much at first in the weight room, and he's really turned a corner in the weight room and stuff too. So, and I'm going to take credit for his handful of threes he had. That was the stamina, the legs he had to get his legs underneath him for those threes late in the second half. Weight room. So you can mention that too. But let's pause for a second. Amir's out here shooting, so we got to get him, wrapped up and ready to go. So, all right, we'll be back in the Falcons Corner. Take flight.
Hey, it's Tom Ferguson, Sports Information Director for Lackawanna College, and we finally got a couple of our basketball players who won Athlete of the Week the last couple of weeks. You guys have been busy, and I've been hoping to try to get you guys on with us here. We got Jalen Davis, and we've got Amir Elzy from the Lackawanna College basketball team. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. And
no problem.
We'll start with you, Jalen. You won Athlete of the Week with the opener against Penn State Hazleton. What was it like to finally get out in front of a crowd, really, because that obviously wasn't a thing for you guys in the spring, and to be back in front of a crowd, play in front of a crowd in the Lackawanna Student Union, come out with a win in the home opener. What was that like for you guys to get out there?
It was really fun, because last year we played the entire season with no fans, so we don't really have much of an experience of what that whole type of environment's like.
Right.
So it was just a brand new experience. It was real fun.
And showed a little spring too. I know Mike Rickert was telling me to ask you about that explosiveness that you guys wanted to work on in the off season, work in the training room, right?
Yeah.
And that certainly was on display in that win. And you guys came out of the gate with that win. You played two tough teams up at Niagara County, but then you come back home, and Amir, this was the game that you won Athlete of the Week for. You play a really good team in Essex, and you guys get down at the first half, and you come out in the second half. And what was it that changed for you guys?
It was the intensity and swinging the ball. We were shooting too many threes. Like, we wasn't getting everyone involved or anything. And we went at halftime. We talked it out. Started moving the ball. We started hitting shots. Started locking in. And we came out with the victory.
Well, and it felt like, Jalen, that you were a part of that kind of coming together there, because the ball started to come to you on the free throw line against that zone.
Yeah.
What was Coach Gabriel telling you to do when you got the ball? Just try to find what you can do?
Basically just feed the ball inside and allow me just to make a read.
Yeah.
I felt like I've had a pretty good job just making decisions.
Yeah.
Laying the ball up, attacking the basket, finding the shooters, things like that. So
and that's kind of what opened it up for you, Amir, because the ball goes inside, defense sinks in, suddenly there's open three-point shots for you guys to take in rhythm as part of the offense, right?
Yeah, for sure. We trusted him, and he got the job done for us. Basically, it started with him. Either he had a layup or he was kicking out, and we were all hitting shots.
And I mean, I know you had a tough first half, but.
Yeah.
You seem like you have that shooter's mentality where it's going to keep going up if you're open, right?
Yeah, everyone keeps telling me to shoot it, so I'm going to keep shooting. Keep having the confidence it's going to drop soon. And it started. One
of the things that I've noticed with you guys early this season, it seems like defensively there's a real commitment from you guys to defend more this year. I mean, especially that game against Mercer, only giving up 51 points, holding them to the percentage you guys did, getting the steals and the turnovers. It seems like there's a lot more emphasis on that this year.
Yeah, we take it as we all can score, so we need to lock it up on defense, and the offense will come. So we take pride in our defense, get after it, and the offense will come for us.
Well, I'm impressed with how you guys defend the perimeter yourself, Maj, Will out there on the perimeter. And I really like the way, Jalen, that you guys defend on the interior. Yourself down there, Daryl Coleman's been pretty good too in terms of blocking shots and getting to the rim. Is that an emphasis you guys have put there as well, that you're gonna really try to hold your own in the paint?
Yeah, pretty much. If the perimeter players are playing defense, the bigger guys should be playing the same amount of defense as well. It's a team effort.
Yeah,
for sure.
We're talking to Amir and Jalen from the basketball team here, our athletes of the week here at Lackawanna College. And guys, you're 3-2 on the season so far. Got a couple wins now under your belt. Not playing until this Saturday down at Delaware Tech. What are you hoping to get for here before the Christmas break? What's kind of your mindset here in the next couple of games you're gonna, because it's gonna start to come fast and furious before we hit the break.
Keep this winning streak. Keep getting out there in practice. Keep getting better every day.
That's a good thing. Is that you agree
much.
with that? Yeah.
Yeah.
What gets you pumped up, Jalen, on because you're a quiet guy. You seem to really kind of hold things in, but you get fired up on the basketball court. What is it that kind of gets you going?
Energy. Just whether a teammate making a big play or me making a big play, just the team, and then the crowd gets into it, and it just gets me going.
For sure.
Is that same for you?
Same for me. Especially when he gets a dunk, someone gets a dunk, especially him. It gets me fired right up.
Well, I mean, Jalen had a big one. What was it, in transition against Mercer with the right hand there, and
two people hit.
And I like he can get up, and obviously David's had a couple too.
Yeah.
Dave Pope's gotten up there as well, and you almost had one, right?
No, I tried.
What happened when you got to the sideline after that?
Nothing, actually. It's crazy because we had made a bet before the practice before the game. They were saying I wasn't dunking the game, so I had a couple layers, and everyone was like, "Dunk that, man!" So when I had a chance, I tried. It went in and out though, but
yeah. Well, you got a guy that knows how to do it. He could probably show you.
I know. Yeah, he shows us all the time at practice.
Who are some of the players? Because you guys had a lot of returners from last year and a couple new guys too. So who are some of the players, that new teammates for you guys, that you think are standing out, or that you're hoping will stand out as the season goes on? Who do you expect big things from?
As like new players, right?
Yeah.
Maj is really picking it up. Will also. He's not a new player, but he's not a new player, but he's starting to play. He couldn't play last year, so
yeah.
Him also.
Yeah.
Them two is good.
Well, yeah, Maj has been great off the bench, right? He's come in and scored some big points for you. Played good defense for you guys.
Right.
What about you, Jalen? Who's someone that you see as maybe a potential having a big year, a big impact for your team?
Probably like Daryl Coleman, because his ability to stretch the floor out. He's big, so he can just impact the game in many ways. Yeah,
and he just won Athlete of the Week too. He went 6 for 8 against Essex, had the 5 straight 3-point shots in the first half, and was kind of a big part of why you guys pulled away from the Vikings there with that one. So let's talk a little bit about you guys. Amir, you're from Williamsport, played at Williamsport area. What was it about Lackawanna College that kind of spoke to you and made you want to come here?
When I I came, they was talking to me great. I loved the court. They were just, I don't know, they was making me feel like this is gonna be home for the next 2 years, and they gonna help me like progress to like somewhere else. And
right.
I like that a lot. So
it just kind of felt like the place that you can do.
Yeah. When I was leaving here, I was telling my mom like, yeah, I'm coming for sure.
Yeah. What about you, Jalen? No, so Jalen, where are you from?
Orange, New Jersey.
So what was it when you were coming here to Lackawanna? What was it that kind of spoke to you and said, all right, this is where I can be. This is where I can do my thing.
Before I came here, I didn't really take a visit or anything, but my older brother has a relationship with our assistant coach, so I was pretty much just going strictly off his word. So that's really what it was for me. And
then when you got here, did something click and you're like, all right, yeah, like I can do this? Because obviously you came here and you saw what it was about. What is it that's kind of kept you around and kept you here at Lackawanna College?
The coaches, pretty much just the team, just the same team as last year. So I knew what I was getting myself into, and I like the coaches. They help us a lot.
Yeah.
Sure.
What's the team atmosphere like with you guys? Are you guys tight knit?
Yeah, we are good. We are good. Joking around, cracking jokes, rapping.
Rapping?
Yeah, rapping.
Well, I mean, I feel like last year probably had to help you guys develop that a little bit, having to go through that uncertainty, not knowing if you guys were going to play or, how much you guys were going to play. That probably helped you guys form those bonds a little better, right?
Yeah, for sure. Last year, it helped us, know all of each other, especially our games, too, knowing what people are good at or not good at. Yeah, last year helped a lot. It was, basically like a trailer, for real. Everyone. Now we all know each other game. Now we all have a bond.
Right. So every athlete has kind of like a superstition or something they have to do. Jalen, do you? What do you need to do before the game? What do you do? What's kind of your pregame routine?
Pregame routine, try to get shots up before the game if possible. But other than that, I'm not really a superstitious guy.
No? Mm-mm. You don't have music you need to listen to or one sock before the other or anything like that?
No, I just go out there and hoop.
Man, I wish I could be like that. What about you, Amir?
I got to eat a certain food before the game, some noodles. I got to listen to a certain song before the game. And I always wear 2 pairs of socks, but in game day I wear 3, but I only put the 3rd pair on when we all getting ready and get some shots up also.
What's the 2 pair of socks?
I had broken my ankle a long time ago, so I would wear 2 pair of socks and 3 during the game. I feel like my ankle was more
just a little extra support.
Yeah.
Well, you need to do that because you even as a guard, you get up there to grab rebounds too.
Yeah, I love grabbing rebounds.
Well, guys, I appreciate you coming on with us here on Falcons Corner. Certainly wish you guys the best of luck as the season moves on. I'm sure we'll be talking to you more, and good luck this upcoming weekend against Del Tech. But thanks for coming on.
No problem. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. We'll be back with more. Stick around. It's Falcons Corner. Take flight.
We are back on the Falcons Corner, voice of the Falcons, Mike Rickert, the SID, Tom Ferguson, sitting in for the good guy to know, and the original co-host, Danny Burke.
Yeah, this is not a replacement. This is not me taking
no suspension.
I know
nothing. It's snowing out. He's just working at home today.
And to his credit, Danny even offered to do this via Zoom, via whatever we could get him on, and we decided
that's too much work. Yeah. He's just the co-host.
we don't need that. It's okay.
Yes.
He's got more important things to worry about, so we decided we didn't need to do that.
If it was anyone else, maybe we would have pulled off Zoom.
Yeah.
But no, we're just kidding. Let him concentrate on what he's doing at home and getting all that stuff done and stuff too. So it was nice for you to talk to those guys, which is a huge break for me because then I get to go and freshen up and have a drink of soda or something like that while you interview those guys.
We got to rest.
I see them, and I see them enough anyway.
You see them enough. We have to rest the voice because we want you fresh and ready to go, especially for the spring semester. Because when we come back, we're going to hit it hard.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. But speaking of just some upcoming stuff, we did mention quickly December 7th, Tuesday night, our doubleheader. We're celebrating Christmas with the Student Union, so we're going to play some clips of Christmas music on our fancy video board. We're going to play some Christmas music. We're going to give away some free food to our students, that come to the game. We're going to have some raffle prizes, and we're going to also have, between or half times of the men's and women's games, we're going to have a shooting competition where they can win a Battalia's gift card.
Nice.
We have a couple of those. We're going to do some probably Amazon gift cards. We're going to do some competitions between the first and third quarters of the men's and women's games. So we're really trying to hope that we could fill the union. with our students, so, hopefully, they'll have a good time. And we invite everyone to come out, wear some Christmas pajamas, ugly sweaters. I talked to Coach Tweedy. She'll be working the clock or the book. She says she has a bunch of ugly sweaters. She's going to wear ugly sweaters. And more importantly, Elsie, our Falcon, is going to make an appearance between games as Elsie Claus. So if anyone wants to get their picture taken with Elsie Claus, and then wouldn't that be a beautiful something? Like then you could get it made into like a greeting card and sent to your family. So Elsie Claus is going to make an appearance, and I may have to ask you for a favor of between games, if you could leave Steve at the table if you're doing and take some pictures of Elsie Claus and stuff.
Well, it's good you said that, because I was going to ask, do we have to get Joe Paparelli and/or Eric Larson, the doctor himself, dressed up as Santa Claus?
No, we're going to get someone dressed up as, well, no one gets dressed up as Elsie. Elsie is Elsie.
Let me rephrase. Do we have to get them in Santa suits? But I guess we don't have to, since Elsie.
Yes. And Joe's fixed. We can't change Joe's schedule. We don't want to.
I'm worried about putting a Santa hat on him while he's there. That might throw everything away, so we got to be careful.
It would be great to see Joe in the holiday spirit.
I would love to.
It'd be great, but hopefully we can get some people out here, especially come out and get something to eat for free.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like free food always usually brings people out and stuff too. So, but we're hoping that we could fill the union for our men's and women's game. It's the last doubleheader of the calendar year.
Yeah, of the fall semester here.
So that puts a wrap on the show. We'll have more to talk about next week.
Yeah, we'll have a lot more. It's this week's going to be crazy with some of the esports stuff, and then next week we've got basketball games on Tuesday. I know the women are home again on Thursday against Northampton, and they've got more games on the 11th as well. Or men's basketball is a game on the 11th.
Right.
There's just a lot going on. So.
And then of course everything else, wrestling is still. I know they got some stuff upcoming in the weeks ahead, and then And we got to mention football real fast before we leave. Because they did wrap up their season that we talked about last week. We were hoping for a bowl bid. They did not get a bowl bid, so they finished their season at a very, very respectable 7-3. 3 losses against top 10 teams.
One team who's playing in the NJCAA semifinals.
Who's playing for the semifinals. The other 2 just outside, of those semifinals. And 2 of those 3 losses came by a touchdown or less. And did not finish in the top 15. So the disrespect proves itself once again that Lackawanna is disrespected. As much as we have done the last several years, or since the existence of the program, is not enough for us at 7-3 to take over some spots in the top 15 against 4 and 5 losses.
Yeah, against teams with more losses. Lackawanna's combined opponents, I think it was 26-3 in their losses, with the teams they lost to, and of course Monroe, who went undefeated this year in the East region, had such a great game against them. They kind of got slighted too. They were at number 5 and they got bumped to number 6 after with the final rankings are released. So I mean, it is what it is.
It's tough sledding up here in the East, but
I know it's disappointing, because I remember talking to our kids at the beginning of the season and how much they wanted to get back to nationals and get back to the national championship.
And that's everyone's goal, especially the guys that have been in for 3 years that had a little taste of that. The Delvin Palmers and Dwayne Granthams.
I know that was the goal they set, but I hope they can still look back and say, look, this was still a good season.
7-3 is still nothing.
It felt like, and it's especially towards the end of the season, it felt like in those last couple games, that big win over Nassau, and a really impressive win
over Georgia Military.
Where maybe they didn't look great at times, but the defense really, I think, stepped it up the last couple games. And I think that's something they can take a lot from.
And then when I see the guys, because we are back in the weight room, what I did tell the guys when they asked about, why didn't we get a bowl, I was like, listen, I'm going to take is that teams are now afraid of you and they do not want to get embarrassed, especially if the team is hosting a bowl game. They don't want to invite someone out and then get embarrassed on their home field or in their home area. So, take that as a compliment, not getting a bowl game. But that was a wrap on football, so they'll be ready to hit it back in spring. So we take a break from talking football for a little while, and we'll just throw in stuff. One thing exciting about this time, and then we'll leave it at this, is that now that most of the FCS and FBS seasons are over for a lot of the teams, it's very busy here football-wise, because we have a lot of Division I coaches the last 2 days been in and out of the building talking to a lot of our guys. So that's always very exciting seeing Division I assistant coaches, head coaches, coordinators and stuff coming in try to convince our guys to go there. So
we'll have to see if we can get any of them on Falcons Corner while we're here.
Yeah, we'll have to do something. There's some here today, but they're downstairs already talking to a couple guys. We don't want to interfere with the recruiting process. But make sure to stay tuned. LackawannaFalcons.com. LC Fan Network on YouTube, all our social media sites to stay updated on Falcon sports. That's a wrap. Thanks for filling in, Tom. It was a pleasure.
You got it.
All right, we'll see you next week at Falcons Corner. Take flight.